funny if not funny, but I don't know, strange if Johnny Depp did get into the superhero genre. Like,
he could. I mean, it's Disney.
Yeah.
It's Marvel. He could be in Star Wars, but next thing, oh God, I don't even want to think about that.
He's the next Boba Fett.
With a lightsaber. Was he a lightsaber? You know, he'll be like the new Jar Jar Binks.
Fridays with Friends.
All right. Welcome. Hey, thank you for joining. Today is Friday with Friends. Today I'm with my friend Joseph Maxwell Rhodes. He is a longtime friend from a long time ago. Does that make sense? Anyways, we've been he's one of my best friends from, how many years has it been?
Over 15.
He lives in Guam. And he's joining me today to talk about the top 3 movies of 2017. Or the top 3 that one we're excited about, one we're meh about, and one we are pretty unexcited about. So let's jump right into it. Joseph, so let's start from the bottom. What is the movie that you're most, not excited about?
Well, it was kind of tied between a couple, but ultimately the one that I'm least excited about is the Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know how many they got to do with these, but the problem I think I see is that they have all these dead sailors that they're doing. So even when they kill somebody, they can potentially keep bringing it back. So this series can potentially go on for 100 movies, maybe 100 extra years.
Mine is the same. Every time I see a Pirates of the Caribbean, my stomach turns.
The character of Captain Jack Sparrow, just doesn't pull me in anymore. You know, initially it was like, oh, this is, a unique character, but it seems like Johnny Depp.
Yeah, it was new when it first came out. You're like, whoa, this is awesome, this is cool. But now it's old and tired. I'm sick of it.
Him and Tim Burton get together, it's like 50 Shades, of Johnny Depp. Really close. And they're really close and similar. It's just a little different.
Next on my list is the most meh movie. I'm going to tell you mine, and then you tell me if it's the same for you. I've got Logan as my most meh movie. My reasoning is this. I really, it looks like a good trailer. I really want to like it, but I have very little hope in that whole XMen franchise. I feel like I've gotten my hopes up so much for it, and not only that, on top of that, Logan, Wolverine is one of my favorite heroes, and I feel like they always, they always just really commercialize him, water him down, make him this sort of palatable hero, whereas Logan is a chaotic good. I like the fact that it looks like they're bringing in his, what's her name, X-23, his clone, his daughter, whatever, and she kind of reminds me of Dora, my daughter. So I remind myself of Wolverine.
I guess I'm Patrick Stewart. I'm just trying to piece it all together.
That's why we're actually here today.
I was reading your mind. I was like, yeah, I'm Patrick Stewart. Well,
Inception.
I'm going to jump ahead.
Okay.
And that's actually the one I'm most excited for.
Okay.
And the reason is because X-Men, there's just too much going on with X-Men. They always have too many characters, too much. And really, when it boils down, the two characters I like the most is Wolverine and Professor X. Patrick Stewart and Hugh Jackman. They're the ones that I really want to see all the time.
Yeah. And
it seems like this is basically revolving around them. And even the villains don't seem to be big name villains. So it seems like their story arc's really going to revolve around these two.
Yeah. The Reavers, right? The Reavers are going to be the bad guys? It looks like.
Yeah, I was just looking at the list of actors, and nobody really stands out to me except for Stephen Merchant.
Yeah.
You know, from the British version of The Office, he plays a
Caliban.
Caliban, I think, in it. Yeah. But outside of that, I think it's really going to focus on Logan getting older, and it's going to be rated R, so it's going to be gritty, which this is probably Hugh Jackman's the last time Wolverine, and Patrick Stewart's probably last time Xavier.
Yeah.
And they probably want to really focus on those characters, just give them as much screen time as possible, and they're great actors. So I'm very hopeful. I'm very hopeful for this one.
Well, that's assumption of rational directing. The rumors are that Logan's going to die because this is Hugh Jackman's last movie, and why not kill him? Might as well. They can, as we were saying earlier, they can always bring him back through some other character in some other timeline.
Well,
but it will feel...
He'll die, and then he'll come back in Pirates of the Caribbean.
All right, so my most anticipated movie of 2017 is Spiderman Homecoming. Dude, I watched that preview, and I just love it. I love Tom Holland. I think he's amazingly, like, he has all kinds of depth as far as acting ability, and he can do all these athletically. He's perfect for the job. That goes without saying. But the fact that they're weaving it into Civil War, kind of post hoc, even though he was in Civil War, they're kind of giving more details into it because he was in the comics, he was such a big part of Civil War. I wanted him to be more of a part of the movie, and now they're kind of showing that from behind the scenes. Just the fact that they're bringing it to a new, like, kind of basic level of him being in high school and having to... Spider-Man has always been this guy's had this huge load to carry, and nobody helps him enough. The way I've always looked at it, and then he always just, like, hulks out and regrets it. And because he's got too much of a load. And I don't think they really... capture that in the other movies where it seems like they're going to capture it in this movie. What do you think?
Well, it's interesting that you picked Spider-Man your most anticipated because that was tied for my most meh movie.
Really? What?
The only reason I like it at all is that it's going to be a part of the Marvel universe, but I'm just over... kind of Marvel, they keep doing the same thing over and over, and it's kind of lighthearted, but in the end, he's not going to die.
What was your meh movie of 2017?
Ultimately, the one that came to my meh, it was tied between the Spider-Man and Blade Runner. I saw the original Blade Runner. I didn't like it when I first saw it, and then years later when I got older, I saw it again, and I was like, I still don't get the appeal.
Yeah.
I've seen it a couple times, and I guess all my geek street cred is gone. I watch it, and I actually, I came up with this concept of reverse stealing. Ever tell you about this? It's because of Blade Runner. So I went one day and I was like, I'm bored. And when I was a kid, I saw it and I didn't like it. And I was thinking, well, I was a kid and I didn't know what I was watching. So I went to Walmart one day and I saw it and I bought it. And I took it home and I watched it. And I was like, this is horrible. So what I did was I snuck it into a friend's room and put it into his movies, and I call it reverse stealing.
I have to admit that I kind of agree with you with the, if it hurts me to say, like, I really want to like Blade Runner. It's got, Harrison Ford, it's got sci-fi, it's got robots, I think it's Philip K. Dick, who is he's the original sci-fi writer, but I mean, in the end, you're right. Like, I didn't see it till later on in life. I didn't see it when I was younger, and I think it is kind of stodgy. I mean, I do really respect it and like it, but it's not a movie I go back and watch over and over again.
They probably have more funding for it. So I think it has the potential to be really good.
Yeah.
And they could probably go with it, but I think based off the last one, I just wasn't sold.
I want to remind everybody this is not a show, but tune in again next Friday. We're going to talk about TV shows that were interesting. I think, actually, we really showed ourselves to be fanboys here. All our movies are like hero movies, and actually, they're all Disney movies. No, they're not all Disney movies, but so not even close. But anyway, so next time we'll talk about TV shows.
Yep. Our favorite TV shows we like to binge watch over and over and over and over again.
All right.
Rewatch.
Okay, cool.
All right.
All right, brother. Talk to you later.
All right, have a good one.
All right, you too. Watch out for those zombie pirates.